I'm Eckhard Groll. I'm the Perry Head of the School of Mechanical Engineering, as well as the Riley Professor of Mechanical Engineering. And I'm here today to give you another update on the wonderful ME building renovation project. We have made significant progress in the last 6 months since I gave you the last update. And I would like to show you what the building looks like. Here is the most important new addition to our renovation project. We have a landing platform out of the first floor of the ME building that will run over and now with the stairway go into the Hollander atrium of the Gatewood wing. So we have perfect student flow between the classrooms and instructional labs on the first floor and the various events that we typically host here in our atrium. Coming from the platform area that I just showed you of the Gatewood wing atrium back into the ground floor, and as we're walking down the floor, you will see we now have drywall up on both sides of the floor. It's painted already, and our new classrooms take form. There you can see how they'll be laid out. If we take a look into this new classroom, for example, this classroom will roughly be for up to 40 students. Also, what you can see, we have put in the ceiling grid. We're not the ceiling tiles yet, but we're close to finishing that up. But you can also see all the HVAC ductwork above the ceiling grid, so it really gets into the final stage of the project now. Now we're coming to the area where we have our new restrooms. And if you recall from the old building, we actually did not have men and women restrooms on every floor. We actually, on one floor, we had men's restroom. On another floor, we had women's restrooms. You had to go up and down to get there. But in the new building, we will have men and women restrooms on both floors. And in addition, we actually, on this floor, even have a family-style restroom located here that is a brand new aspect for our project. And what you can also see here is that we start tiling up the areas that are surrounding the restrooms. We're now in a space that used to be our heat transfer lab, and maybe even had a couple other smaller research labs in places. We're opening it up, and it's now one of our larger classrooms in the building. More than 100 students will be in this classroom in the future when we're opening up. And when I walk out of the classroom to the right-hand side, where there used to be a small restroom, that is now collaborative space. But one aspect that we really wanted to bring out was the open spaces, and you can see that in front of the classroom. We opened up the hallway a little bit via collaborative space and a wider hallway to have a more friendly environment and better student flow. We are now in the entrance, as you can see from the inside, the main entrance to the building. Outside, you will see that we're creating a brand new entrance that is level to the outside, again, for appropriate access into the building. But we have a new aspect to our entrance area of the building, and that is a new elevator lobby right behind me. If we walk in here, we have an elevator shaft that provides access to every floor of the ME building. We are on the half floor that is even to the outside, but the elevator will open on the back side to the ground floor, first, second, and third floor of the building. So I'm now coming up from the ground floor to the first floor. On the right-hand side, we have now a computer classroom for up to 60 computer stations, where we do our various classes that need heavy computing, CID classes and otherwise. But the nice thing that I really like about this setup is that the former wall into this room, which was brick wall, or stone walls has been opened up. It actually now has full-size glasses from ground to almost the top of the, which allows natural light from the outside to come into the hallway of the first floor. And I think it will open up just the entire environment. If you recall, from the first floor, we had a walkway over to the instructional labs. We had a tiny 3D printing lab. We opened that up into a much larger space that will now become our electronics fabrication maker space for our various projects that we're running, but also to support our instructional labs that are down this hallway. If you recall the previous instructional lab setup, we did not have designated lab rooms. We had actually just partitions put up to separate one lab with another. It creates a lot of problems. It created problems with noise, with the interaction between different labs. Now we have created 5 separate lab rooms next to each other that provides appropriate noise cancellation, appropriate resources to do the work that we're expecting of our students in our curriculum. So it's really a significant enhancement. We can identify individual rooms towards the labs that we want to run. This room behind me is in the future the heat transfer, the ME315 heat transfer lab. But there's one other important aspect that we've done. In front of the lab, we have generated small collaboration rooms again, where we can hold office hours that will be run in parallel while the lab is going on in the back, giving again the TAs or the instructors, giving them the opportunity to have one-on-one meetings with students, pulling them out of the lab or putting them back in with a small group, right, to discuss certain aspects of the lab that they're experiencing right next door. So now we're going down the hallway where the instructional labs are located. I showed the first one, 315 heat transfer lab. The next one is ME308 fluid mechanics lab, again with a little collaboration room in front of it for office hours and interaction with student teams at any time. And then as we go down the hallway, we have 3 labs that are assigned to our measurements and controls course sequence. You may recall some of these numbers. I mean, 365, 375, 475, but we also have some tech electives and some graduate courses that make use of measurements and control labs. So that's why we have 3 labs here in a row that provide that flexibility to the instructors and to our students to work on, in some instances, quite advanced controls aspects of our ME curriculum. And now I'm entering the second floor of the building. To the right is the elevator shaft that I mentioned already on the ground and first floor. And if you recall, then farther down from the elevator shaft, that used to be a classroom. And in the whole project, we were after better student flow. So we exchanged classrooms from this floor to the first floor. And this is now in the future office space. And we had some office space on the first floor that we moved up. So the second floor is yet not as far along as the ground on the first floors that I showed you. But this will be now future office space that was needed in exchange for office space on the first floor that became classroom space that I showed you. So this is pretty much the end of the tour for today. We are very excited with the progress that has been made over the last 6 months that I showed you, and we will continue to make this type of progress for the next 6 months to come. Our goal is to move into the building next summer after the end of the spring semester, moving all of the instruction back in, and then we have a grand opening and a ribbon cutting in August with the start of our fall semester of 25. At this point, I would like to come back and thank you, our donors to the School of Mechanical Engineering, for your generous contributions. Without your contributions, this project and these modifications to the building would not have been possible. We were very excited about the future life in this building and the educational experiences we can provide to our students. So again, from my heart to you, thank you very much for your support and for what you're doing for the School of ME. It's invaluable. Thank you.